watershed development. What we are starting today is the watershed development. This is chapter number 11 and it is water resources. When I'm talking about something as watershed development, we are basically making you realize how water can be conserved on the river. This is the particular river. It has got a starting point and it has got some ending point. We have learned in the chapter, the starting point definitely is going to be some elevated area. Some mountains are there from where the water is going to get collected, and en route while going on, this water is going to keep on collecting water as it is going to find it, be it through the rain or be it through the snow, and ultimately will reach to the destination. The destination can be the ocean, seas or desert or whatever. So it is going to end up a reservoir, it might be ending up, it might be river, might be ending up in seas and oceans. Majority of it happens like this. And sometimes we are going to see that rivers do end up in desert. Example we have got is a river called as Luni. So Luni, not that of Looney Tooney shows. So this Luni is actually going to end up in the Kutch area, disappears in the desert. It doesn't reach the destination usually, which happens to be the oceans. So while going or traveling on the route, we are going to see many places the water is going to come from the heaven, that is sky, in the form of rain. And what really we want is that this water which is flowing out here should not reach the destination. It should not reach. Reason is very simple. The water in case is going to get mixed with saline water, salty water, it becomes non-usable for me. I cannot even do the toothpaste using. I cannot use it for bathing. I cannot use it for cooking. I cannot use it for cleaning. I cannot use it in agriculture. I cannot use it in industries. Now, sum it up, what exactly we mean to say is, fresh water is essentially going to be required for all these activities. If I cannot do anything with the saline water, that means it has to be done with fresh water. So what we want is that the water which is being collected en route means as we are going, as we are seeing it flowing, it should be getting collected as and when possible. So very first line we have got is that definition which is given out there, which talks about watershed is a natural unit and used for synthesized development in smaller units according to the convenience. Now what are those smaller units? We are talking about the tributaries. So main river, its small tributaries, as they are going, we are trying to create certain obstacles, trying to create certain measures that water is going to get stopped up. It should remain there. It should not flow. In case it is going to flow, what the problem is going to be that ultimately it is going to mix up with, saline water. And I don't want the fresh water mixed with saline water. It turns up unusable. इस्तेमाल कर ही नहीं सकते. इसीलिए हम कुछ ऐसा डेवलपमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं जहां पानी जमा हो सके. कौन सा? मीठा पानी, fresh water. So river basin is such an area where water of a river along with the water of its branches, water of branches we are talking about is tributaries, is going to be called as watershed. One mark, another answer, which is going to be there. And what is watershed? Watershed is nothing but the basin of the river. Basin means where all the water is going to get collected and ultimately forms a river. हर वो जगह जहां से पानी जमा हो सकता है ताकि रिवर में आ जाए, उसको हमने नाम दिया है वाटर बेसिन और रिवर बेसिन और watershed area. Clear about it? The water during rainy season flow forward and finally meets any river. Water is getting collected in Navsari. This Navsari has got a slope towards the southern side, and on the southern side we have got as Purna. We have got another town, let us say Jamalpur, and Jamalpur has got the slope towards eastern side. But ultimately what is going to end up in Purna? There is another town which might be another XYZ, and it has got a slope towards southern side. Again the water is going to get collected in Purna. So it is just collection. So development of watershed is an overall approach of development where water is going to get collected. Includes the program like, underline it, what all is required for the development. Number one, soil conservation. Number two is humidity conservation. So two things combined together, soil and humidity conservation. Water storage. Number two, tree plantation, forestation, growing of much more of the forest area, horticulture, development of pasture land, pasture, the grassland, which is going to be used for feeding the cattle. Renewable of collective resources. In all these programs, the land capability and requirement of the people need to be considered. That means at certain places more water is required, where the population is high, where the number of cattle are high, where the area of agriculture is more, and certain places the conservation is required is less, where the people living out there are less. So depending upon the requirement of the people, various activities simultaneously needed to be carried out. And how is it going to be done? Obviously, we have got the government on which we can put the blame on, right? So it is government's duty. But actually, it is not government's duty. It cannot be the one carried out unless and until local people are getting involved. See, I have told you that the conservation is going to be varying depending upon the number of population or number of people living in the area. If the population is high, much more conservation is required, and in case the population is less, less conservation is required. So it is for me, the local population. So obviously the locus lies on me also, that I have to take care of these reservoirs. Out here we have got that Sharbatiya Talab. We have got this Dudhiya Talab. Now Dudhiya Talab is the source from where the water is actually getting collected and then redistributed to various localities in our town. In case we, the people of Navsari, are not going to take care of this pond, from where the water is becoming the main source for the people of Navsari, obviously you can't expect a miracle to happen for its conservation. If we go and throw some garbage into it, we are throwing something left and right into it, polluting the water, obviously the same thing will be coming back to my home. So in case I want the water to be clean, I want the water to be potable, I can drink it properly without any intervention of any machines into it, then it is also my responsibility that pollution is not going to get created in that particular structure which we have created, nor we should be disturbing the system which has been done. So it is not only the responsibility of the government but also the responsibility of local people. We can't blame anyone else except for the people of that area that this problem has occurred, because it is the cause caused by us only. We can't blame that person from Ahmedabad are doing this. Or we cannot just blame that someone from Bhopal is actually doing the disturbance. It is we who have created some problem. So conservation is going to be on my shoulder. When I say my, it means those people who are living in that area. In the same context, we have got another topic which is called as the rainwater harvesting. Previously we had, in the previous topic, we had tried to understand that whatever rain is coming on the earth, we are trying to conserve it. And exclusively now we are trying to put the onus on the cities. Cities where concrete jungle is available. When I use the word concrete jungle, jungle is there, but it is not absorbing the water. It is not allowing the water to percolate down. So how in a big area, imagine Bombay, which is spread over a few kilometers and stretch-wise left and right, Delhi, which is spread over 40-50 square kilometers. If rain is going to come and it is not going to get absorbed, how can we actually see that the groundwater of that area increasing? That is all a concrete. It doesn't allow the percolation of water down. In case 40-50 square kilometers, 100 square kilometer area is there in which not a single drop of water is actually going down, can we really see the groundwater which we are using to remain stagnant at one level, or we are going to see it dropping further? It is but obvious, if no resupply of water is coming, the ground level is going to keep on decreasing. It is going to keep down further and further. So how we are going to see that this groundwater dependency is reduced, number one, and second, how is it possible that this groundwater can be increased? Whatever it can be amount, very minimal, even if possible, then it's okay. But it has to be there. And in that, we have got this particular topic, that is rainwater harvesting. So what the point is, all the roofs on which the rain is following, they are going to create a system wherein the water, which is fresh water, which is coming down in the form of rain, need to be collected, need to be passed on to the ground level. Now, two things are there. One is collection, normal collection, in which quite a sum of water is going to be collected and can be used directly, because it is the purest form of water, minus some pollutants added to it which are present in atmosphere, minus. So that is negligible. Otherwise, it is the purest form. It is distilled water. Evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. This is how we obtain the distilled water, isn't it? And same thing is happening in the rain. The evaporation of water has taken place. The vapor which have gone into the atmosphere, they have cooled down. Condensation has taken place, and these are going to come down. Precipitation is taking place. So it is distilled water, minus, in case we might have certain pollutants present in the air getting mixed into it, but those are negligible ones. Depending upon the areas, it might increase or decrease, but more or less we have got is a good source of water which is potable. We can directly drink it. So how is it going to be done? We are going to do certain activities, like it is mentioned out here, construction of wells or small dams or khet talawadis. The point is very simple. Whatever rainwater is coming down on the surface of earth, let it be diverted to those areas which ultimately is going to increase the surface area of that area where percolation can happen. So I can divert all the water in a well. If the water is going inside the well, don't have to worry, it is going to come out. Why? It is going to get absorbed in the lower strata and getting spread. So never it is going to be seen that suddenly you have drainage attached to the well and water, rainwater which is going into the well is going to come out. That is going to get absorbed. And that what has got absorbed can be utilized, say next month, or in next May, or next to next May. May is talk about is the hottest and the driest month in India. So we can utilize it. Apart from it, we can also do this collection of this water in various rooms constructed. Very special mention is about a name called as Tanka. In Rajasthan, we have got is